students. How are you all? I hope you all are good. So today I'm going to teach you the first chapter of your civics book, that is on equality. So as you know, equality is one of the key elements of a democratic government. Okay. So I think I should recapitulate on the topic democracy. Okay. So as you have studied in class 6, the democracy means rule by the people. That means people who rule over themselves. Okay. It is a form of government in which people rule themselves either directly or through representatives. Now, through representatives, now what do you mean by this? Now see, if all of us start, governing ourselves, it will create a conflict. We will be in a chaos, okay? So, we choose a representatives, okay? We choose a representative who can take decision on behalf of us, okay? So, democracy is a form of government by the people, for the people, and of the people. And this famous quote was quoted by a famous person, Abraham Lincoln. He was the president of America. Okay? So, so now, see, our constitution ensures that all citizens of our country should be treated equally. But do you think it happens? No. Inequalities are still practiced in many parts of the country, right? You see, still people are judged, you know on the basis of their skin color, or their caste, or the religion, so many things. Even if you see, if you go to some part of our country where the Dalit students, they're made to sit aside from the other students, okay, they are made to sit near the corridor, okay. So that kind of inequalities are practiced. There are also inequalities, there are huge disparities between the rich and the poor, okay. So now here we will read a few things about equality, okay. So, right, equal right to vote. So here what happens, so here uh, we will read this, we will read on this topic, that is equal right to vote, okay, through a story about Kanta, okay. So Kanta is a lady. The story above begins with a Kanta standing in line to cast a vote. Look again at the various people who are standing in line with her. Kanta recognizes her employer Ashok Jain and Chotelal, her neighbor. In a democratic country like India, all adults, irrespective of what religion they belong to, how much education they have had, what caste they are, or whether they are rich or poor, are allowed to vote. This, as you have already read in the class 6 book, is called Universal Adult Franchise. Now, here Kanta is standing in a line, okay, to cast a vote. Now, Kanta saw that along with her, you know, her employer Ashok Jain and Chotelal, being so rich, they are also standing in the same line, okay. So, in a democratic country like India, all adults, irrespective of what religion, whatever their religion is, whatever their caste is, if they are educated, uneducated, illiterate, whatsoever they are, okay, everyone has equal right to vote. Okay, this is known as universal adult franchise. Okay, and it is an essential aspect of all democracies. Okay, the idea of universal adult franchise is based on the idea of equality because it states that every adult in a country, irrespective of their wealth and their communities he belongs to, one has one vote. Kanta is excited to vote and happy that she is equal to all of the others because each of them has one vote. So now here Kanta feels very happy. Why? Because no, when Kanta saw that people like Ashok Jain and Chote Lal being so rich, they are also standing with her. So she felt very happy that she thought that all are equal. Okay, but here as her day goes on, Kanta becomes less certain about what this quality really means. Okay, now Kanta becomes uncertain about this equality. What actually it is? What is it that makes Kanta unsure? Let's take a look a day in her life. She lives in a slum and has a drain behind her house. Her daughter is sick, but she cannot take the day off from work because she needs to borrow money from her employers to take her child to the doctor. Now, here what happens? Now, Kanta lives in a slum, okay, and has a drain behind her house. Now, her daughter is sick. Now, as she used to work, in someone's house as a domestic helper, so she couldn't take a day off from her work, okay, and as you see, uh, her daughter is also sick, so she also needs to borrow money from her employers, okay, to take her child to the doctor. So her job as a domestic help tires her out, so after a whole day of work, she becomes really tired, and finally she ends her day by again standing in a long line. So after the work, again she has to go for a doctor, for her daughter's checkup, okay, to the doctor. And again she has to stand in this long line. This line in front of the government hospital is unlike the one in the morning because most of the people standing in it are poor. Now here something different happens. Now what happens? Now when she went to cast her vote, Kanta saw that they were rich, they were poor, irrespective of whatever the people are. Okay, they were all standing in a straight, in a long line. Okay, but here in this line, okay, majority numbers of people are poor. Okay, but why? So students, mark till here. Today I shall explain you from the next paragraph. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the class. Thank you.